What's going on, Schmoedown fans? Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Schmoedown. I'm Star Wars competitor Andrew Dimalanta.
And I'm Nicki Dimalanta.
Got me over here looking like a scrub.
What?
You look real nice right today.
Thank you.
Anyways, 2 matches to go over. What?
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I love you.
I love you. Thank you.
So 2 matches to go over. We're officially in the Schmoedown ultimate Schmoedown teams tournament because so officially the first round. Not a whole lot of teams in this tournament because
Yeah, what? 8 teams?
8 teams for 9 factions. We already had a play in, which I have to correct myself. Somebody actually did comment in our last video said about Haley. For some reason I said she was in a number 1 contender match, and it was a tournament match against Ethan Irwin. So thank you for that correction. I got to correct myself.
Feels like every match with Ethan is a number 1 contender.
And that's what I commented. I was like, I associate Ethan with big matches now, just because he's that kind of a player.
That's just how it feels.
That's just how it feels. But anyways, and I don't think there's anything we have to go over. And we are not going to be going over the throwdown, just to let everybody catch up. So don't worry about spoilers about the throwdown for this episode. We're only going over 2 matches.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Wildberries Civil War won't be over. And I think so we don't have to go overtime in the next episode, we'll probably release a special early episode or something like that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Just because we like to keep our episodes shorter.
Yeah.
And time.
Yeah.
Don't got enough of it. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get into the first match.
So, the first match we got here, we've got Category 9 versus the Odd Couple. Category 9 is, of course, Jader the Hurricane Pramo and Brandon, I almost said versus, and Brandon the Hitman Hannah. They represent the Droogs versus the Odd Couple, of course, is Jeff in the Insnider Snyder and Mark the Android Andraco of the Rockstars.
Yeah, Brandon Hannah making his non-inner geekdom debut in the teams division this time. And I was interested to see how Hannah was going to do. And this one, it's like, oh, that's kind of strange because there was another team that everybody was like, why didn't we put this team in? It's Deep 13. It's like, what happened to Deep 13?
Like we always say, it could have been scheduling. Because I know everyone's like, man, Ken, what kind of a decision is that? And it's like, first of all,
how much is Ken actually involved?
There's many factors. I'm sure Ken wasn't sitting there racking his brain this whole time, geez, let me do some stat analysis here.
Yeah. I'm curious to see who is I don't think we're revealing anything too huge here. If you're a fan of the afternoons, Ken is he's not
he's pretty casual.
He's very not that's the word I'm searching for. He's very casual with his interactions with the Schmoedown. I mean, he loves I love seeing him on the desk and calling matches, but as far as competing and managing wise, it's
he's very casual.
He's very casual about it. So I would like to think maybe this is a management by committee type of team. The Droogs is all right, who do you think we should put in? And everybody pulls together. It's I think this is a good way to do it.
Who knows?
Who knows? I could be talking out my rear end on this one.
Bum.
Trying to stay family friendly. But
round 1. So we've got Brandon Hannah. He missed a Kevin Costner question. The Droogs. Oh, so there was a question.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Where the answer was Alice through the looking glass, and Mark Andraco just wrote through the looking glass. And I think Hannah was the one who kind of was like,
do we want to challenge that?
Yeah. And Ken popped in. He obviously is not a fan of challenges as a longtime announcer.
Yeah.
But he, as he rightfully should, went, you know what, listen, I do think this is worthy of a challenge, although I'm not a big challenge fan. So they did issue the challenge, and it was upheld. They did say that Mark Andraco missed that question because he left off Alice.
And I think as far as these goes, it's challenge it because the way that this season has been going is the presence and the absence of an article really determines it. So
the word "the" has cost Kevin Smets a question.
And I think for next season, because Christian has said that there's going to be an official rule book in play, it has been completed. It just won't go into play until next season. I don't know what the rules going to be, but I imagine with titles now, I think with movie titles, it needs to be specific, like exact
word for word.
Unless and I think they mentioned this in the challenge. It's not like if it's like a Star Wars film. If the question is like which Star Wars film does yada 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 yada, and you say Return of the Jedi, you're right.
They're not gonna be like, nope, sorry, it's Star Wars episode
blah blah blah. It's like, no, you said within the Star Wars realm, there's only one Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
So I imagine that will probably be the only
I feel like that mostly applies to Star Wars and Intergeekdom.
Yeah. Well, like I think franchise movies like Star Trek's, the Harry Potter's,
Intergeekdom.
Yeah, like franchise movies.
Maybe like Mission Impossible.
Yeah, exactly like that. So it's like which Mission Impossible film? It's like
Die Hard.
Yeah, exactly. So if like if the franchise is within the title, you don't have to include like Harry Potter and the Chamber. See, it's like Jesus Christ, some of these titles are so long.
Yeah.
So that's my 2 cents. But yeah, when this came up, I was like, yeah, absolutely challenge that because you're missing a whole freaking word.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not really familiar with the movie, obviously, so I don't know if it is like a Star Wars type thing where Alice is kind of like a Alice :
Alice in Wonderland.
I don't know.
But yeah.
But, it was I think back to Kevin Smith's missing a question because of the word the.
And it was there instead of it not supposed to be being there.
It doesn't matter. It was the word the.
Yeah.
So if you leave off a name, it kind of holds more weight to me than an article like the.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a pretty worthy challenge.
Oh, yeah.
And apparently so did the judges. So
and Mark
they upheld it. And Mark missed it.
And I think Mark is really like, and Draco is really like pissy when it gets to challenges because the whole Elba thing.
Yeah.
And like, it just conjures up like bad
Wasn't he awarded that though?
He was awarded that, but he in that match against Who's the Boss, you can clearly see that he was like
shaken up,
like sort of pissed. That it's like, why would you even? It's like, God, come on, guys, really, seriously, like,
yeah.
And this is another case where you can you can see he's visibly like annoyed. That's annoyed. That's annoyed is a better word for it. He's like just annoyed, like Jesus,
come on,
really, but
which I see both sides because if I'm on the other side of the desk. Yeah, I don't want you to get that point. But if it's me making the mistake, it's kind of like, come on, I knew the answer. So it's a double-edged sword. I can see both people's arguments.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens when the rule book is finally released.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I hope is sort of like done away with, like technicalities. Challenging on technicalities is kind of like, dude, seriously? I know the answer.
Unless I think...
Unless there's like
another movie with that title.
Yeah.
Like, unless there's another movie called Through the Looking Glass. And this one is Alice Through the Looking Glass. Those are the types of things that I could see. But,
yeah,
I don't know.
I
see both sides.
I have high hopes for the rulebook next season.
Yeah.
Just because of the way challenges have gone this year, especially in, like, the specialty divisions.
Yeah. It's been... a lot.
It's been a lot, and hopefully this
kind of exhausting.
Now it's like from what I understand, it's no more like, well, the precedent's been set in this one, and it's changed in certain instances. Now it's like, nope, according to this part of the rule book, I'm right or he's wrong.
That's why I can't wait to see what's in this rule book. I cannot wait because I'm hoping it's gonna squash a lot of this, petty kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
we should be getting our hands on it soon.
Moving right along.
Hopefully.
Jader also missed that Alice Through the Looking Glass question. And then Jader missed a Predator 2 question. It was Danny Glover, but he said Donald Glover, Childish Gambino himself, not Lando Calrissian.
I've done that a couple times myself, where it's like, oh yeah, it's Donald Glover. No, wait, no, Danny Glover.
Yeah.
Or Donald
Danny.
Like, I do it like Donald Sutherland.
You okay?
I always mess up those names. Like, names are tricky.
Donald Sutherland, Kiefer Sutherland. As far as I'm concerned, they're the same person.
Yeah, I'd always do stuff like that with names. I'm terrible with names.
Jeff.
Unless they're Star Wars.
Snyder got a perfect round, however, and he got the bonus. So by the end of round 1, it was 13-16 in favor of the odd couple.
Yeah, Jeff has been killing first rounds.
Yeah, he's been doing really well in first rounds. Round 2. Category 9, or as I like to call them, C9.
Gamers out there? Anybody? Overwatch gamers?
Huh?
Oh, boy.
Counter-Strike?
They might have C9 that.
Gotta stay on the point. Cloud 9. Cloud 9. Category 9.
I knew we were discussing this. Or like, how long is it going to take us to go Cloud 9 instead of Category 9?
Whoops.
And you did it.
Didn't take too long, ladies and gentlemen. Category 9.
Category 9.
Spins Pixar. And after a little bit of deliberation, they decide to stick with it. Hindsight's 2020, my dudes.
Yep.
So they go to multiple choice 1, 2, 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
They got 1. They missed 2.
2 of them, yeah.
One of the misses got stolen. 1 did not.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that was exciting to see was, I think, on their last question, it was a question about Randy Newman performing Time of Your Life in what 90s Pixar film. And since Dirty Dancing is not a 90s Pixar film, I figured it wasn't that movie. Because that's where my mind went. Time of Your Life, Dirty Dancing, Randy Newman, Toy Story. That's where my brain went with this question. But I loved that they took a big fat gamble. And Jader was like, A Bug's Life. And he got it right.
I love this move by Jader. This is like, because noticing like we're behind. If we go back to multiple choice again, it's going to be even harder to come back.
Exactly.
And this is a situation you got to put your big boy pants on.
Got to put your big boy pants on.
And go swing for it. And
Tighten
it paid
that
off.
belt.
It paid off, I think, because if they would have gone to multiple choice, oh my God. I mean, spoiler alert, we know how the match ends ultimately, but like this is like going into the third round, it's just you're putting yourself in a bad spot mentally.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, we're down so much. And even if you would have gone to multiple choice, it's like, oh, I really should have just swung for it.
I knew it.
So
I'm glad they did that move.
Yeah, this is a great move by Jared. Like I'm going to take a swing, and I think it's this.
And the other thing that I thought was interesting, seeing them as a team for the first time, I think it was like, I don't know, the first question or whatever. And the question was worded such that the answer would be somebody's name. I think like an actor's name or something, who played whatever. And Brandon kind of had like an idea of the answer. And Jada was like, hey, man, what are you thinking? You know, team stuff.
Yeah.
Communication. What are you thinking, man? And Brandon's like, I don't know. What are you thinking? And it's like, what? I thought it was interesting for a teams match. I get what he was going for.
Yeah.
He had a name in his head, and he wanted him to say it to confirm it.
Yeah.
But in a team setting, it's kind of like, don't you want to be talking?
Yeah.
Or don't. I would just kind of make it like, don't play that game. Just say, hey, listen, I want to confirm. Can you tell me what you think it is? And then I'll tell you what I think it is.
I think this is character work because
maybe it was character work. Who knows? But I don't know. If it's not character work, it was just an interesting choice for a team's dynamic.
I did notice that. Like, I was wondering, like, if this is not character work, and if, you know, but whatever, it's like Hannah, like, not admitting that he doesn't know the answer, and it's like, I want to know what you think. And
I want to know if you confirm what's in my head, because...
Or he just flat out doesn't know the answer, and then Jeter comes out with his answer, like...
And he goes,
that sounds
what I'm
good.
thinking.
That's what I'm thinking, but...
I don't know. In any case, if it's character work, then I guess whatever. But if it's not, then it was just kind of an odd choice when you're with a teammate. You're going to want to talk about it and not dance around it and be like, I don't know, what do you think? Well, I'm not sure. Tell me what you think it is. I don't know.
No, you hang up.
What do you think?
You hang up.
No, you hang up.
No, you hang up first.
No, you.
No. Okay. We're going to hang up on 1, 2.
You didn't hang
up either.
No, it was kind of weird.
It was an interesting dynamic between these two. It wasn't all one. Like, I was very curious because Jader did decent in the singles tournament. Hannah was, you know, I look at him, IG guy, and whenever an IG person jumps into the singles or teams division, it's like, because like they can jump, an IG player can jump into the Star Wars division. It's like, okay, it's pretty much in their same wheelhouse. But when they jump into the singles and teams, it's like, really? Like, let's, like, I know a lot of these people know movies, but it's like, how much, and he did end up doing better than I expected him to perform.
It's a bold move to go from IG or Star Wars to general teams or singles.
Yeah. And yes, so I was curious to see how Hannah was going to play, but I also was like, how's this dynamic going to go?
Yeah.
Especially with this, the way that Hannah's like turn has been going this season, because it's been a while since we've seen him.
It's been a long time.
And it's like, oh yeah, it's this. Right. it's this character, and this we forgot all about like what he did earlier on in the season, the bridges he burned, and all that stuff. So I was curious to see how they would mesh well, and it's like it didn't go the way I thought it was. He wasn't as like
Brandon.
I'm trying to think of a different word, but like he wasn't as brash as I was. God, SAT word for me.
Bold and brash.
Yeah, he wasn't as brash as I thought he was, but that first like interaction in the second round was like, that's kind of an interesting.
It was just uncomfortable because
Yeah.
I was like, just tell him, or or just ask him what he thinks it is, and just say, hey, can you confirm? I want to hear you say, and just, I don't want to color what you're gonna say.
Yeah.
I don't know. It felt kind of like a weird, like, I don't know. What do you think?
I think it was a lot. In my opinion, I think it was a lot of character work. Just keep pushing this character that he has going, because like we, arguably right now, we don't have like the season's heel.
Oh, I think people would beg to differ with you on that.
Well, yeah, I think so.
I think a lot of people would beg to differ with you on that.
Who would you say?
I think that people would be throwing out names like Shannon and Chandra.
Well, that's obvious, but like there's always like, well, yeah, that's true. But it's just so hard without like cutscenes anymore to like, yep, there's our, because like last season, obviously Guy. The season before that, obviously Kalinowski.
Guy and Kalinowski and Roca, for that matter, are the kings of the heels.
Yeah.
And Ben Bateman, but they're just too good at it.
But my argument is in like the fact that like, oh, they're so good at it. It's their storyline is interwoven with like the storyline of the season.
Yeah.
I don't think we've had that from beginning of the season to where we are right now. It's shifted. It was it was Hannah, and then it was Snyder for a week.
Yeah.
And then now that Corruption's on a roll, it's definitely Shannon.
It just gets thrown in when you can because of this digital format.
Yeah. And I think I've been missing that character I've been loving to hate all season long, because before that it was obviously the names I just rattled off. But it's just different now with the digital wheel. Or digital era.
Kind of hard. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah, because like Hannah was like, Hannah was definitely the heel of the moment.
Yeah.
And then once the IG tournament ended, it's like, all right, bye.
Yeah.
we haven't had to talk about him much until now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We're going off on a weird tangent here.
It was just uncomfortable. Like just spit it out. What do you think it is? Let's go.
Move it along.
Anyways, Odd Couple, they spin IG and they go, nope, and they spin away. They get musicals.
Ooh, and
they go to multiple choice thrice, 3 times, and they got all of them. So by the end of round 2, 20 to 26 in favor of the Odd Couple. Round 3, 2-pointer for C9. Scores and soundtracks. Brandon Hanna takes it. Who composed the score for The Lion King and Interstellar? Got it.
Yeah, and I think Jader was like, nope. Like, he was quick to say no.
Oh, yeah, he was like, no, I really don't want this.
Yeah.
3-pointer, category 9, musicals. Julianne Hough and Diego Boneta star in 2012 musical he did miss. 5-pointer for That Close to Saying Cloud 9, category 9. Remakes and reboots. Martin Scorsese has directed 2 remakes. Name them both.
Ooh, man.
Unfortunately, they did miss it. So we end up 22 to 26. Odd Couple, TKO.
Yeah, and the second round is what did it in for C9.
C9. Yeah.
I mean, like, again, we always say it's hindsight's 2020. I guess it was just one of those where it's like, I don't want to be hunting for IG.
Yeah.
But and get stuck with the category like musicals, which is a clear
Festival Darlings, I think, was on the wheel.
Yeah, I think so. But like, I think they were more afraid of getting a category they didn't like than trying for the category they really wanted.
Yeah.
Because obviously they wanted the IG slice.
It's a risky game to start hunting for slices.
Because usually when a team or a competitor hunts for a slice, it does not go well for them.
No, because you got 2 shots. You got the one you're going for.
Yeah.
Or Spinner's Choice.
Yeah. And I think they're
not good odds.
They're just confident enough. It's like, yeah, Pixar, but like I think like Pixar's like one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, I've seen a lot of Pixar films. Like I can do well in this, but then it's like you get those really like off the wall questions like, oh, that's a Pixar film, and I forgot about this, and because there's a handful of Pixar films, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, A Bug's Life was Pixar.
Who's even seen that?
I've seen it like once or twice, but
Lame.
It was just unfortunate, and like. The Odd Couple is playing very well. I mean, Snyder's coming off of an appearance in the singles tournament final. Didn't go his way, but he has been playing very well. And Draco played respectfully in the singles tournament. And this is actually the outcome I didn't foresee being a TKO. I never really want to see somebody get like smashed.
Yeah, sometimes maybe,
but I
not
did
all the time.
This is kind of the outcome I did see coming because Odd Couple is one of the 2 former champions in this tournament.
Yeah.
So it was going to be like a spectacular team to come out with C9 to come out, and they're like, oh wow, the shock of a lifetime. And they could have pulled it off if they would have gotten a better round 2 category.
Yeah.
But it's just that's how it rolls sometimes. So
yeah.
And I also think we had this conversation too. People are like, oh, see, Odd Couple playing lights out. It's like they didn't play bad.
No, they didn't play bad, but they went to multiple choice 3 times in round 2. We didn't see them at all in round 3.
Yeah.
And it's not that I'm trying to say they played well.
Oh no, they played well.
I don't know, lights out. Adam Collins.
Oh yeah,
playing lights out.
Oh yeah, when you're consistently going like you're missing maybe 1.
I just contradicted myself though because Adam Collins has barely seen a round 3.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know.
But we've had this conversation before where it's like you can go perfect in round 1, like Snyder's been doing repeatedly this season. But then your round 2 is like you might have missed 1 or you go to multiple choice more than twice.
Yeah.
It's like that's an all right second round.
Yeah.
And then your opponent doesn't do very well in their second and they end up getting knocked out. It's like, I mean, yeah, you got a TKO, but that was really dependent on how your opponent played.
Yeah.
Mostly. When you play against somebody like Collins, who didn't miss a single question in the first 2 of his rounds, and the opponent doesn't play as well, and then you get knocked out. On his end, he's playing lights out. He's not missing any questions.
Let's a great example.
Yeah.
Mark Hoyk in that horror free for all.
Exactly.
There you go. That's playing lights out, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And it's not that I'm trying to be like, oh, the Odd Couple, whatever, not a big deal. Like they're a great team.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to come off like I'm trying to say that.
Yeah.
I don't know. We got off on a weird tangent here again.
I don't know. Yeah, we've said it before. It's like because Collins was one of those players when he was first coming out. It's like let's see how he does in round 3.
Yeah.
And it's hard to judge like because people have been having this argument of the perfect game.
Yeah.
When you don't have to answer a single third round question,
Kind of hard to give you that distinction.
Yeah. You know what I mean? You cannot miss a single question in your first or second round and not have to answer a question in a third. Is that a perfect game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the rock. I don't know what place the rock stars are in at this point, but
sure.
any points are welcome at this point, especially since Snyder was able to go so far in the singles tournament.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and these smaller tournaments are exciting because it's like all right, you get like the first round can have like heavy hitters, or you can get like the match we just got with the rookie team versus the veteran team, or you can get a match like Dimalanta's Scrimshaw in the first round. So yeah, these smaller tournaments are exciting because we have possibilities of like huge matches in the like the first rounds.
A round 1 match that feels like a finals match.
Yeah, exactly.
So whatever the outcome is for the Odd Couple's next match is going to be fun.
It's going to be fun.
So will they face another rookie team, or will they taste?
Taste?
Ew,
what?
What happened? Face? Or will they face?
Oops.
Whoa. I don't know what just happened.
What happened there?
I just short-circuited.
Johnny 5 is alive over here.
What?
Short Circuit? Johnny 5 alive?
What's Johnny 5?
You never seen Short Circuit?
Is it a movie?
Yeah. With the
Named
robot.
Short Circuit?
Yeah. No?
Never heard of it.
I could be wrong. I can be doing this to myself again, just speaking out my rear end. Like I'm pretty sure it's Short Circuit with Johnny 5 is alive. We'll Google it later.
Never heard of it.
Never heard it. Oh.
So I'm excited. Will Odd Couple face another rookie team?
Yeah.
Or will they face a battle-tested veteran team?
And the one that we're rooting for is Out for Blood.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. We'll get to it when we get to next week's matches. So let's go ahead and move on to the next match.
So the next match we got here.
And like I was just saying, you can get a rookie team against a veteran team, or you can get 2 heavy-hitting competitors or teams in these smaller like first-round tournaments.
Like this one. So we've got Tom and Paul, which consists of Tom and Paul Preston, and they're the Den, versus Final Exam, which of course is Paul
Oyama,
Primetime Oyama, and Lana Delinquent Harris of Swag.
These are 2 teams I feel had a lot to prove going into this one, because obviously with Final Exam coming off of that loss to the now current team's champions, Shazam. Shazam. So they're out to prove like, hey, that wasn't a fluke that we got that far. So we have another shot at getting to a title shot. And then Tom and Paul, I feel this is a team that really needed this win, not only just for the faction and this team, but for the players themselves. Redemption, especially for Paul Preston.
Yeah.
Because like when they were drafted and then who was it? Kate, it's like, yep, I'm gonna put Tom and Paul together. It was like, this is the team. This is the team that is gonna end up with the belts. If not in the middle of the season, by the end of the season, they're gonna be champions.
Yeah.
And God, Paul just has been hitting a rough spot this season. Maybe is this his second season? Maybe he's going through a sophomore slump.
Yeah, because wasn't he with Adam Witt last season?
Yeah, that's right. So I think so this is that's the way I would describe it for him. He's going through a sophomore slump. For some reason, he's just getting these questions that are just like, nope, don't know him.
Yeah.
And Paul is starting to show like, I don't know, his cards now, because when he first debuted, it was like, who is this guy? He missed one question in his entire last season.
Yeah. Or
two or something like that. He missed, you can count how many questions he missed on one hand in his entire last season. Mm-hmm. And I was like, whew, this is the team to look out for. And then they, the singles tournament comes out and their first loss early on in the season. And it's like, ooh, granted it was close. But then
unfortunate spin.
But then the singles tournament comes and Paul gets knocked out in the first round by Eric Zipper, who is playing better. But it's like, whew.
Yeah, unexpected.
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah.
So they had a lot to say and a lot to prove in this match. So let's go ahead and as far as, I already talked about the other team. But but this was a heavy hitting match. I was like, ooh, I am excited. This is going to be a good one because these are 4 competitors that know a lot of stuff about movies.
Yes. So round 1. Mm-hmm. Tom missed a question about Eagle Eye.
Eagle Eye. Yeah.
Both.
Sorry.
Andrew just made a Puppy Dog Pals reference. If anybody's got any little ones out there that like Puppy Dog Pals.
Any parents out there?
Anybody watch Bingo and Rolly every day like us?
Oh, we've been switching through different shows.
We have been. We should do a review.
Of children's shows? I have a lot to say. I actually enjoy a couple of these shows.
And you do have a lot to say about them.
Elena of Avalor? I actually like that show.
Let me tell you why Elena is the rightful heiress to that town.
Hey.
She might only be 15, but chronologically, she's like
48 or something like that.
And it's not her fault that she got caught in that amulet, okay? You know what I'm saying? Anybody else?
That show's got some good lessons for little, like, young ones, especially little girls.
Yeah. Bingo and Rolly. Elena of Avalor. Watch them, even if you don't have kids.
What other ones do we watch?
If you got kids out there, our roster is Puppy Dog Pals, Elena of Avalor, Muppet Babies, Bluey, an Australian show.
Tots.
Oh,
Tots
yeah.
is the original one that we got into.
Is a good one.
We got, our kid has gotten into.
We've really gotten into Tots.
Hey, it's a cute show.
It's a really cute show. Even if you don't have kids, they're just feel good shows and maybe you learn something.
It's on Disney Plus.
We could all stand to learn lessons that children are being taught.
Yes.
I don't know, be nice to each other.
Oh, and Blue's Clues.
And Blue's Clues.
It's tried and true. Blue's Clues and You, the new one.
Blue's Clues and You, the new one with Josh. Watch them. Maybe you'll learn something. It seems that we're losing the morals that we were taught as children. So maybe we could all benefit from watching them every day. Over and over.
Wow, that was a weird tangent. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, boy.
Wowie.
Oh, that was Eagle Eye. Puppy Dog Pals reference.
Round 1, sorry.
And for you movie buffs out there, if anybody out there even watches movies, I don't know who would watch movies and watch this show.
Who watches movies?
Am I right? Puppy Dog Pals was created by Harlan Williams, who was the really high stoner dude from Half Baked.
Yeah. And look at him now, making children's shows.
Dropping the soap in Half Baked, went from there to making a very successful children's show. There's a bit of trivia that I don't think anybody's going to throw out there anytime soon.
Come on. One of the writers has to watch the show. It's like, just throw that in there.
What creator of Puppy Dog Pals starred as the really high guy that dropped the soap in Half Baked? We want to credit Beyond the Schmoedown for sponsoring that question. So, anyways, Tom missed Eagle Eye. And then both Pauls Oyama and Preston, and Lon all got perfect rounds, and they all got the bonus. So by the end of round 1, it was 16-18 in favor of Final Exam.
And I might be amiss to not mention the rockin' stash that Paul Oyama's sporting.
Oh, he's got a stash. You know what I'm saying, ladies?
Oh, and also I think Preston was doing this weird thing where he didn't want to like act out in this match, and he's just like, "Oh, I'm gonna play like all the other
as boring as I can."
Yeah.
I heard him say at the end of the match, he was like, "Oh, I thought I'd just come out here and just answer questions and be as boring as possible."
Yeah.
And then they busted the visor out.
Yeah.
I don't know if he pulled out a protein shake or a blender, but
I don't know. I don't think he's like he was wearing flannel and glasses, and he's like he's trying to do his best.
It made me uncomfortable.
Yeah, it did. I was like, "What's going on?
Where's Paul?"
Yeah, it's like I love the character of Paul and the smack talk. He's got some of the funniest smack talk ever.
I really didn't appreciate him and Adam as a team when they were a team.
Yeah,
like they were so funny. What was their name? I can't remember.
Yeah, the movie guys.
The movie guys. How could I forget that? It's pretty nondescript. Round 2, T and P, Tom and Paul.
T and P.
That's how I abbreviated them. My shorthand.
Oh, that sounds like some weird like
T and P. Hey baby, you
like TNA or something.
Go have some tea.
Yeah.
Tom and Paul spin comedies. They decided to stick with it. Big fat 2-point miss.
Yeah.
That was stolen. Well, they went to multiple choice one time, missed it, but it was not stolen.
Yeah.
Final Exam. They spin Amy Adams. They spin away from it, and they get Festival Darlings. Oh, maybe this was where maybe it wasn't in the last match.
No.
Maybe it was this one.
It was Festival Darlings.
My bad.
Rears its head again in his Tom and Paul match.
Ugly head. They went to multiple choice only once, and they got it right. So by the end of round 2, we got ourselves a 24-31 Final Exam.
And I think it was Paul who admitted that he put that on the wheel because apparently he loves Festival Darlings.
Oyama?
Yeah, Oyama.
Festival Darlings?
Apparently it's the strength of his.
Paul, why are you putting your cards out there? Maybe you were just having a really good day.
I don't know. I mean,
playing close to your chest, my dude.
Paul's one of those. I should say, Oyama's one of those players where it's like if he does have a weakness, it's like very obscure.
Yeah.
Or it's in a broader category and just happens to get a question that's like
dramas or something crazy broad.
Something like a very like either a very niche category, and they just get one of those questions where it's just oddly specific. He's just one of those like, where is Paul Oyama's weakness? Because like he's like the kid's like what 22 or 21 or something.
Oh,
and he's
I
really,
remember those days.
Yeah, he's really young, but like one of his best categories is classics. It's like what?
That doesn't make sense.
I don't know. But yeah,
Paul. I just wrote a bunch of Die Hard questions. I know it's not an obscure movie, but come at me. All right?
They were good questions.
Actually, I really want to like DM Josh Makuga and be like, hey man, I wrote a bunch of Die Hard questions. Can I just ask you just for fun? Like we don't have to make anything of it. I just want to
just have him on a quick call. Let's like, hey, we got these questions for. See if you know.
Be like, hey man, when you're recording the afternoons, let's just do 5 minutes. I'll ask you like 30 questions. No big deal.
I'm still in the camp. When I'm not an active competitor, you should write, at least for Inner Geekdom.
I'd be more inclined to do Inner Geekdom.
The questions you write are they're because like they're very well written. They're very specific for what you're looking for. They're not very ambiguous. Like, I think you're asking.
I try to write very pointed questions.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
So
very much like, this is the answer.
Yeah. And then,
that's it.
Yeah. Hit her up.
Thank you.
She's a good question writer.
Thank you. Round 3, 2-pointer for Tom and Paul. Tom takes it. The 1990s. Which actor has roles in The Insider? You said the 1890s. Oh, excuse me. The 1990s. Which actor has roles in The Insider, The Quick and the Dead, and LA Confidential? Got it. 3-pointer. Tom and Paul. Paul takes it, obviously. Directors. Who directed Mr. Deeds Goes to Town and Mr. Smith Goes to Washington? Got it.
Fully expected him because he's the right age to know those directors.
Isn't Mr. Deeds Adam Sandler?
No, you're thinking of Deed. Like, what
wasn't it Mr. Deeds?
Yeah, I think so. But no, these ones are classic films.
Not Adam Sandler.
No.
I know when they were talking about Mr. Deeds Goes to Town, I'm like, oh, Adam Sandler. And then Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, I'm like, oh,
it's what's his name? Oh God, I'm so bad with names. It's a classic film. This one
older?
Yeah, it's an older film. It's when he goes to Washington. I'm pretty sure.
Is it the guy from North by Northwest? I might be going too old. I don't know what I'm talking about. All I know is when they said Mr. Deeds, I was like, yeah, Adam Sandler.
Nope.
Apparently not. Oops. Anyways, he got a 5-pointer. Tom and Paul. Dramas. Who plays Warden Drumgool in 1989's Lockup? And they did miss. So we got 29-31 final exam. Another TKO.
This is a one that I did not see ending this way because these were two teams that based off of knowledge and gameplay, in past game matches, very even teams. So it's like, whoa, man! And for whatever reason, Paul Preston is just not performing this season.
Yeah,
it's hard to watch.
It sucks because I really, really, really like watching Paul and Preston.
Yeah.
Oleama too, but we're talking about Preston. Yeah. But I love his character. I love seeing him, and it just sucks to see this happen, especially when he had such a strong showing last season.
Yeah, and Tom as well, because he's had some almost uncharacteristic misses, and for whatever, maybe it's this new digital age affects everybody differently. Maybe they just don't vibe in the digital.
That's what format. I am saying. Yeah. I feel like we could have a 2 or 3 hour long discussion about this.
We'll talk about this in the off season.
Yeah, as we've said, I don't know, 800 times by now.
Yeah, because I don't want to talk about it right now, and then we have nothing to talk about in that episode.
Well, we're gonna talk about puppy dog pals because we could.
Oh man, because Rolly is he's so loyal to his brother, and Bingo just wants the best for his brother, and
Rolly just wants to have fun.
I mean,
but Bingo wants to get the missions done.
Yeah, I mean, come on, but Rolly comes through every once in a while.
Oh, sure he does.
When you need something pushed really heavy,
Rolly power,
my man.
Yeah, and Kia comes into the mix. It's crazy.
Kia is probably my favorite character too.
So cute. We could absolutely talk about children's shows, or at least the ones we watch.
We could.
All right, so what's coming in the off season.
Be on the Schmoedown.
Puppy dog. Elena of Avalor. Let me just also, since we just got off on a weird thing again, Mr. Deeds is an Adam Sandler movie from 2002. It's just called Mr. Deeds.
Yeah.
While we're here, let's look at Mr. Smith.
Goes to Washington.
I 1939.
I need to make sure it's the movie I'm thinking of.
1939.
Who stars in it?
James Stewart.
Yes. Yeah,
see,
exactly
my brain went to Cary Grant, and that's obviously not correct.
You never watched that movie? It's the one when he you have the floor, and I think it's the House or the Senate or whatever it is.
You're out of order. No. This whole courtroom's out of order.
No, it's it's like there's a rule, I think it's in Congress, where you have the floor. It's this one old ass rule. It's you have the floor as long as you can stand up and speak.
Oh Jesus!
And he spends oh Jesus, sorry. I'll blur that out.
Whoa.
But he stands like some ridiculous 3 days. He just speaks nonsense. He's the American people. He's
imagine issuing that challenge to William Bibiani.
Ooh.
As long as you can stand up and explain movies to me, I think that man would do it for a whole week straight.
Yeah, it's a movie every film student watches.
I'm sure I watched it in my high school film class, probably.
Yeah, it's
right after I watched Arsenic and Old Lace and Rear Window.
Love that movie.
Good old Jimmy Stewart.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, Schmoedown.
Yeah.
Paul Preston. It's a shame.
It
sucks.
It sucks because
and Tom.
Yeah, because this is at the beginning of the season when they got drafted. This is the team.
This is the powerhouse team.
This is the team that you wanted to put together and go all the way to a title. And it's it wasn't a matter of will they get to the title? It's when are they going to get a title shot? And now it's what happened?
Yeah.
It's just weird.
Some people just hit bad luck.
Mm-hmm.
It could just be a stroke of bad luck. Could be a sophomore slump. Could be the digital age because it just doesn't
so many
mesh
factors.
for some people.
Yeah.
So, but on the other side of that coin, you got Final Exam, who is playing well.
Yeah.
And they seem to vibe even over Zoom.
Digital. Yeah. But yeah. So yeah.
So on that note, let's see what matches we're getting next. Yeah. Let's see. I already had it pulled up, and then
Yeah, so next week, or this week's matches, I should say.
My Chrome. Okay. So, we have There we go. Okay, so general release, Thursday, whatever. We're getting Deception of Corruption versus the Lethal Weapons of the Usual Suspect. Yeah.
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 So two quote unquote rookie teams, but made up with the Lethal Weapons made up of
not people.
Rookies,
and then Deception is a rookie team, two actual rookies. One of them
just came off of the
quite literally might be on fire.
Yeah.
With Marisol, who, like you said, got a lot of people talking. So that's gonna be an interesting match.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
And then Friday we get the Founding Fathers versus the winner of M1 match 1, which is the Witching Power, Haley and Perry. So Founding Fathers versus Witching Power.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and talk about the first one with the Usual Suspects, the Lethal Weapons, and the I already forgot the Deception.
Deception.
Yeah. So obviously, like Ethan, like it's gonna be interesting because like this was the team where like once the trades happened, it's like, oh, who's Ethan gonna be partnering with? Are we gonna go with Genie and the Machine, or are we gonna go with Andrew Guy? And it just seemed to be like, all right, Andrew is, I've said it before, is a much better team player than he is a singles competitor.
Yeah.
And we'll like to see where this dynamic is going, because the last time we saw Andrew Guy was when Ethan was playing, who was it? It was in the teams match? He was managing him.
Oh, the last time we saw Andrew Guy? Yeah. I think you're right. He was managing him.
And it had that interesting character work where it's like, I'm fine. I'm fine, and so I'm excited to see more. Like as it always is with Andrew Guy, I'm more interested in
what's he gonna do.
Yeah, in his character work than the trivia.
Yeah,
and it's just one side of Schmoedown that I love. So I'm interested to see their dynamic, and with Deception, obviously, Collins is just. Whew.
That's the thing. I mean. Like, has the man lost anything yet? He won the horror free for all.
He is if he makes it at least past one match in the teams format, player of the year,
rookie of the year,
automatically,
everything of the year,
like almost automatically. Again, I'm also like hot on his tail as Chance because he still has another match that's spectacular right now. But God, Collins is just like.
So it's
what do you do with this guy?
Heavy expectations on that dude's shoulders.
Yeah.
And then, if I was Marisol teaming up with him, I'd be like, oh boy, I hope I can.
Yeah, can match him. Yeah.
Yeah, rise to the occasion. Because look at this guy that everybody's looking at and expecting us to win just because of him.
Yeah, as far as these teams go, they're very similar in the fact that like you have one clear, I hate to say the anchor of the team, and then the support. And I hate to call Marisol and Andrew Guy that, but like at first glance, like, yep, that's what it is. So it's like
hard to deny.
Yeah. So really, I think what this match might come down to is how Marisol and Andrew Guy perform.
Yeah.
So because if they miss a couple here and there and cost Ethan and Collins points that they can make up, so I think that's really where the match is going to be won on how
round 1.
Yeah,
and round 3.
Round 1 and round 3 are where these matches are going to be decided. So.
I would go. I'm not gonna pick anybody, but I do believe that I do not. I mean, both the matches that we talked about this week were TKOs. I do not anticipate this one being a TKO. I don't think so. At least I hope it won't be. And then Founding Fathers versus the Witching Power.
I mean, it's obviously everybody knows who we're cheering for.
Yeah.
Because I'm excited to see these two back in the ring, especially after that loss to Corruption. Because God.
And after that last speech that Merle gave that just gave me goosebumps.
That needs to be put on a plaque and put on our door.
Slap it every time we come in to record.
This ends as spectacular.
Yeah.
It's like play like a champion today at Notre Dame.
Yeah. This ends as spectacular. All right. Let's go record a good one.
Let's go get them.
Knock it out of the park.
Yeah. I mean, because like, I hate to say it, the Witching Power snuck away with a win last time.
They kind of did.
They kind of snuck away with it. But like this is going to be
big test.
Tall test for them because it's a matter of seeding. The last person to hold the titles before Corruption lost them was the Founding Fathers, and they obviously get the
winner of a play-in
easier match, quote unquote. You hear my air quotes, audio listeners.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see, and if it goes the way that we would like the way to go, the next one is the Odd Couple. Yeah. So
if the Founding Fathers were to take it.
Yeah.
But it's going to be, I'm interested to see what happens because Haley and Perry are interesting together.
Their dynamic is great.
Yeah, they're very casual. They're friends in IRL. IRL.
They're friends IRL.
They're friends in IRL.
in real life.
The way we talk to our friends sometimes kind of seeps into this.
We're talking memes to our friends.
In IRL. But yeah, they are actually friends.
They did a podcast together on the Collider.
So they already have a dynamic. They already have chemistry. Mm-hmm. So that's something that they can easily lean on. But they're going against a team that, like I said before, they are battle tested. Mm-hmm. So they've got their own chemistry and their own teamwork going on. Mm-hmm. So, you know.
And I would say Roca has something to prove in this tournament.
I think.
Because
Both of them, but more so Roca.
I think Roca has more to prove because, I mean, he's become so close in matches this year, and I think to his standard, he hasn't performed the way he wanted to.
And I also think that Roca would probably love to, at some point, this will be the last chance this season he would have to see Adam in the ring again, who took him out of the singles tournament.
I forgot about that storyline.
Wouldn't it be interesting to see Founding Fathers potentially go up against Deception if the cards were to fall in that fashion?
So, and we get a preview of the title match
versus Dan Morrell.
That's an interesting storyline.
We'll see what happens. Who knows? Because we still got to get through Witching Power Founding Fathers. We still got to get through the winner of that versus Odd Couple, and then we got to see what Deception does against the Lethal Weapons.
Yeah.
So we're just talking in crazy dream worlds. Yeah. Maybe, who knows? But wouldn't it be interesting?
Yeah. So I think we're going to wrap this episode up here. Obviously, I think we'll figure out how we're going to handle the next episode. I think we might release an early episode because I don't want to talk about 4 matches again. So much to talk about. It's such a hard problem to...
It's too much content.
It's just with our schedule, it's easier to do 2 matches. So I think we might do a special Thursday episode or a Friday episode or something like that. And then cover...
we could do that.
Yeah, so I think that's what we'll do.
Yeah, because of the throwdown.
Yeah, because I think what we'll do for the next episode will be a special early episode. So it'll be either we'll aim for Friday. We'll aim to release it on Friday.
Something like that.
So we'll record it this week. I'll release it on Friday to go over, so when it does drop to the public, boom, there you go. You get our reactions.
Boom.
So straight off right away for the public. So that's what we'll do.
The presses.
So we'll cover the throwdown this coming Friday. I'll put it on the books. We'll release that episode on Friday, and then the following week we'll talk about the ones we just talked about. So yeah, I think that's what we'll do here. Nicki Dimalanta, where can they find you online?
Twitter. You can find me on Twitter at Dimmy, DIMMMYYY.
As for me, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Drew Dimalanta, DIMALANTA. If you're listening to us on audio form, please follow the feed and subscribe, or not subscribe, follow the feed and rate us if possible. Be tremendously thankful if you did that.
And if you're watching on YouTube, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and then click the bell icon over in that corner. See when we do stuff on YouTube.
We promise you a play along. It is coming. It's just schedules are tough nowadays.
I've just been tired, and I just want to relax and have me time.
It is coming. The next play along is coming, and that project. We need to promise to get it out before the end of the year.
Yeah,
it'll be a Christmas present for you for you guys, a special Beyond the Schmoedown Christmas present.
I feel like lately we've been doing that thing, and I feel like maybe deja vu. I don't know if I said this last time, but it feels like lately we've been saying gotta do this, gotta do that, and then we just never do. We just keep on talking about how we need to do it. So
we actually did one of those things today.
We did. We got one thing knocked off the list today that wasn't even that big of a deal. But we did it.
Small victories, my friends. Small victories. Count them as they come.
Hey, man. Check mark is still a check mark. Still off the list until a couple days from now.
Yes. With that, we'll end this episode of Beyond the Schmoedown. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time.